Hey everyone, welcome to a very special and rare episode that doesn't really have a name, but so I am attempting to replace my miner, and I already know this is not going to go over well. So those of you that have been with me for a while would remember last summer all of the unreasonable amount of frustration I had creating my Bitcoin node and setting up my miner, because I have no idea how the hell people are like. It's hard. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Anyway, I don't have much time because I spent all my morning doing podcasts instead of working on this, and I do have to go back to the city. So I literally have about 30 minutes in order to get this thing going. So I'm already on the floor. So here's my current setup. So first of all, I'm at my trailer, cabin, whatever you want to call it. So the router is inside, and out of that router, I mean, here's how this whole thing works. Those of you that are new to mining, out of the router, I have a Ethernet line coming out of the router. That Ethernet line goes into a controller. This controller, will support up to 4 miners. So that means out of the controller, I have a line coming out. That line connects to one of these little bad boys here. And then it connects to the miner itself. Now, the problem that, anyway, I hope you guys saw that because I wasn't looking at the camera. But anyway, when you buy the miner, which is like 1,000 something, looks like this. This is my Avalon 741. This is the Avalon 821, which looks exactly the same. But you will see why 5 minutes ago I realized I might have a big problem. So my old miner, I had this power supply, which was like 1,250 watts or something like that. And the miner itself was about the same, but it wasn't enough to power the whole miner. So I then had to, instead of, somebody gifted me this guy. So instead of buying a full-blown $400 power supply, I went cheap and I bought a $100 power supply. And then I was running my miner with 2 power supplies. This one was actually failing on me the last couple of months. And when I got here, my miner was running at half speed. But it doesn't matter because I'm replacing this thing. I'm not going to have multiple miners running here. One is enough. So I actually went ahead and bought a $400 power supply on this guy. And I just connected it. And I'm running my, this is the power supply that I got, 1,300 watts. And it's perfectly running my 741 miner all by itself without, splitting the power into 2. Now, in order for this thing to actually work, I had to do a little hack. You can see it right here. This is supposed to be a computer, a power supply. And this thing basically is a paper clip. Again, pretending that this thing is a computer in order to get this thing to run. All right. So what do I have to do now? Now I just have to, the power supply is good. Now I have to just replace the miner with the old miner. Now, I'm probably about to divulge way too much information right now, but I am, okay, so some pictures, right? So wait a minute, let me do this. Let me put the camera here. All right, so I'm gonna go to screen share right now. And so where's the screen share? Hold on, guys. Let me see. Here it is. Right. So I know a lot of you are probably doing comments right now, which I'm not really going to read. Though it would be nice, hey, if Mike or Corey, if you guys are online and there's a really helpful comment because I know this is about to be like an epic fail, and I already know why it's going to happen. And tomorrow I'm leaving for a month. So if I don't get this done in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to miss out on 50% of all the profits that this miner could possibly give me because the Dragon Mint is coming out any day. So we're about to find out what's going to happen. So I'm doing screen share. So the video that you see, I'm assuming, hold on a second. I got too much going on when you're here on the floor. There. Right. So this was my first attempt. So this is a video from August. Basically, I lost half the profits on my first miner because it got delayed in shipping because I got it shipped with the proper power supply and it got held up in customs. So it took me extra time to get my miner. So then I had to figure out this. I had major problem. I couldn't set it up because I didn't know this one power supply wasn't enough. I then had to go out and get another one. None of these things come with power cords. So I had to go out and buy the power cord separately. Like it was just a giant frustration. Not to mention I had issues connecting the controller to my and to proper specs. So here's the miner. Oh, here's the Canon website. I'm not going to support Bitmain, so I was never going to buy one of them. So that's why I'm working with Canon. This is the 821 that I have. It looks like it is no longer for sale, but they are selling the upgraded version of the 841, which I believe just came out. So that was up for sale, but I have one of these guys, the 821. I mostly mine to understand what the hell is going on, more to decentralize the network and not exactly, for profit. Even though I happen to have free electricity, but I'm very limited on the amount of usage, sort of. Therefore, while I can run, I don't have an electricity bill. My entire, this entire place can only support the bandwidth of one miner, and only if no one turns on the toaster. So I would really like to run this thing while there's still snow around me, because then nothing bothers it. So this was a little hack that I had to do for my power supply in order to get it to work. And you can see how this current miner is running. Like I said, I'm about to divulge too much information here. So this is my 741 Canon as it's been running on Slush Pool. And you can see how it's running at 7 terahash per second. And I've been running this thing since August. And as you can see, it made me 0.2 Bitcoin. Now, granted, this thing was not running during the day, during the summer, because there were people at this place and they were scared. Also, if someone turns on the toaster, the electricity blows. So it was more like during the summer months, it was running only at night. And it's been running nonstop for the last 3 to 4 months over the winter. But about 2 months ago, one of the power supplies went, but somehow it managed to run at half the power. So I've been only running at 3 terahash per second, like 3.5, and not 7 for the last few months. But I had just, I made almost 0.2 Bitcoin on this thing, and I started it 2 months late, all right? So let's turn this off. We're going to replace the miner, and I'm going to show you where my problem is going to be. So I'm going to stop screen share here and show you what's going on. All right, I'm not actually looking at your comments at the moment, though I might, maybe I could. All right. I'm going to turn this guy off. All right, let me get the camera in here. Here and here. All right, so here's my setup. All right, so here's the power supply. Now, the thing about this power supply, I don't have to unplug it. I turned it off, right? Here's the back of the miner. So I'm going to unplug the controller. So this is the controller guy. Unplug the controller. Now, here's the thing. This miner, sorry, this power strip that I got, the $400 power supply, because I really don't want to run 2 power supplies. I really want to run just one. And this miner, so this is a 741 miner. So you can see how it has 6 power inputs, 6 power inputs into the miner. And the prior power supply that I was running, the one I just disconnected that wasn't even functioning, I took out the paper clip. I just reused the paper clip, right? I didn't want to cut a new one up. The power supply that I was on only had 2 VGA ports, and the rest were SATA, perif, and CPU. Okay, had 2, but I only needed 2 because I was only running one side of the miner, even though there were 3 inputs there. I was only needed 2, and then I was running 3 from that guy. So this thing, I think this one already malfunctioned. That one was about $100 something bucks. Okay. Now here's the thing. When I just got this one, and this morning I plugged it in to make sure that I did like this thing right. And sometimes you need like an old CD-ROM or something to pretend this is a computer guy. So the back of this, Jesus Christ, the back of this has 6 VGA ports. It's got 6 of them, and everything else is the other stuff, the SATA and the perif. I don't know what the hell they are. I know what a CPU is. I'm not that dumb. So, but there's 6 of them, and it's perfect because the 741 only has 6 inputs. And guess what I learned about 10 minutes ago? So I'm going to put this guy here. So 10 minutes ago, I learned that the 821 doesn't have 4 inputs, it has 8 inputs. And when and I did not have time to look into this beforehand. So when you go to the where is it? Oh wait, I'm not screen sharing at the moment. Let me go back to screen share then. So if I go back to screen share, and this is one of these links is the setup to the miner. No, not that one, this one. So if you go to the setup and you play this video, which I did 10 minutes ago, it clearly states that your power supply needs 8 outputs of power. And this $400 power supply that I got only has 6. So that means I have absolutely no idea if this thing is going to run. I have no clue if it's going to run or not. So we're going to give it a try, and I'll see if it fails or succeeds. And I also don't want to do anything to actually destroy this miner. Though if I destroy this miner, it will be a very valuable lesson as to make sure you really know what you're doing without doing something dumb. The worst case scenario is that I once again need to run 2 power supplies for the miner, which is something I really don't want to do, because then I'm going to draw an unreasonable amount of energy from my trailer, which is one of the reasons why I wanted 1 power supply to draw 1300 watts, because before that I had the 1200 one, which wasn't enough. And then I added a 651. So you add those together, that's almost 2000. And, I may blow the circuit. Well, it was enough to run it all winter. But this time around, if this 1300 watt power supply is not capable of running the miner because it's missing 2 inputs, then I have to connect both of them again. And now it's a 1300 watt plus a 1200 watt. And I may not have enough energy for this. And even if I do, that means that even at night, when you turn on a lamp, my electricity will probably blow. Okay. So this may be a problem. So we're going to go ahead and connect this guy, which is not hard. Let me stop screen share again and do that. And then we're going to turn it on and see what happens. Guys, I can't look at your comments right now, so maybe I'll read them over later when I rewatch this video. But please leave your comments below the video. And let me show you this guy. If I do this and I do this, oh, great. There's my camera. So I'm just gonna, actually, I'm gonna be a little organized. Right, so it's basically the VGA guys are the only ones I'm allowed to use. And by the way, it took like hours and hours. Well, I've already spent like probably 20, 30 hours setting up the other one. So I'm already familiar not to destroy the miner by using the wrong plugs. But I have no idea if this thing will work on 6 inputs and not 8. And if there are people in there warning me that I'm about to destroy my miner, then, well, that would be a very valuable lesson for everyone in the future. I hope it just doesn't work versus permanent damage. So always check. And to be honest with you guys, even if I knew that the new miner needed 6, even if I knew that this new miner needed 6 inputs of power, 8 inputs of power and not 6, well, like the power supply has the power to run this thing. As far as I know, it just doesn't have, the power needs to be spread out more evenly than I believe I can do. Okay, something is missing. Oh no, I plugged in. Oh yeah, I plugged in 3 here. I plugged in 1 there. Here's 1 more. So it's got to be another cord around here somewhere. Because oh no, right? Because this is. Oh yeah, that's right. No, I'm sorry. This is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's my 6th? Okay, 1, 2. 3. Oh, here it is. This guy. There's number 6. All right. So as you can see, I am missing 2 of them. Like I said, I have another power strip that has been working that has 3 or 4. But I'm gonna put this down. Go like yay. Right. Let's see what's the best way to do this thing. And like I said, and I'm also, as usual, in a rush, because that's kind of my life, in a giant rush. Okay, so now, you know what? I'm gonna play it safe. They gave me a new cord to connect it to the controller. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the cord. It probably doesn't matter. I'm sure that hasn't changed, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace the cord. Looks like it's identical on both sides. At least that's good. And I'm gonna, okay, where does that go? Oh, I'm not sure why there's 2 inputs for the cord. Did the other one have 2 inputs as well? I wonder if it matters. Did the other one have 2 inputs? It did have 2 inputs. Okay. So the other one, I plugged it in on the right side because I can tell because there's no cobwebs there. A little cleaner. So let's plug this in on the right side as well. Okay, done. So let's see what happens as I turn it on. So I'm actually gonna, all right, well, that's spinning. Well, the miner started immediately really, really loud. And not as loud, but running. Let me go to screen share. There's nothing really to see here. I mean, the spinning, I think it's spinning. Yeah, I feel cold air coming out, cold for now. This is spinning also. This guy is spinning, that guy is spinning. I hear it. So now I'm gonna go to screen share and I'm gonna open up slush pool. As you can see down here, this is when I switched my power supplies earlier today. Also, when I got into into my trailer, I restarted the power supply that wasn't really working, and it was now working at, my miner was working at full speed at 7 terahash. I disconnected it. That's why this drop in power. And now I just reconnected it. So you can see my current hash rate in the last 5 minutes is still nothing. And I just turned it on. So let's see how long it goes. Also in the back of the miner, I don't know if you guys can see in the little corner there of the video, you can see how the color is green. That means that everything is working and it's warming up. And once it goes blue, once that back color goes blue, that means everything is fully functioning at full capacity. So I have, this is probably where I should be looking at the comments, especially from those people that that know if what I'm doing is totally dangerous. And well, can't be dangerous, right? So the worst thing that we'll do is my miner won't work because I'm using 6 and not 8 inputs. And if I should try to connect the 1200 power supply in addition to the 1300 power supply. So I'm go ahead and glance at the comments. Oh yeah, here. All right, well, I guess the camera should go like yay. All right. Yeah, and it's not warm here either. I mean, the miner is helping. Yeah, no, I'm mining at a loss, guys. Like I said, this isn't really for a profit. But I have socialized electricity. Someone is saying connect the 1200 watt as well. The miner will only draw what it needs. No, I understand the miner will only draw what it needs. It needs 600 watts. Someone is telling me to take the 2 SATA cables. I was told that would be very dangerous. So when I was setting up the other miner, I was told specifically not to do that. All right, so it looks like the consensus is for me to use both PSU power supplies. Yeah, guys, I know I did a video just before this, something completely unrelated to this. Can we just, guys, do me a favor and only like comment on what's helpful to me right now? Oh, okay. So someone, okay, so this one comment says you can use 12-volt supply on SATA cable as long as you don't overload the SATA circuit. Like, I don't know what that means though. That's the problem, right? All right, so someone is saying that I have a double cord. So basically what you're saying is that some of my VGA cables have a second cord. So does that mean I could um, use the same one twice into two of them? I don't really want to unplug anything, right? So I probably should have connected those better. So hold on, let me show you guys. So my question is, let me, I'm still in screen share. So in the last 5 minutes, nothing has actually changed. So let me stop screen share. So let me see if I got this straight. So what, and I'm gonna wanna know if this is legit. So for example, this VGA plug has a second one here. If I plug that into the empty one, is that something I should do or should not do is my question. So let me see for that answer, because I have a few of these with like double exits. So people are saying yes, and I should do it. Right, so the question is, the VGA cable that I'm using has an extra output that I can just reuse. Like here it is, right? Good, it's perfect. It's on the bottom one. So then I take this guy and I plug it in there. And so that might actually work then, huh? And then I can take this guy. Oh, I got to switch a couple of these guys then. Right, two of them have an extra one. Perfect. So that means I have to move that one to the bottom so that I can reuse it. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna, I don't know if I should be switching this midway, but let's do it. I don't want to like turn it off fully. So I'm gonna take this guy and this guy and switch them places. Like yay. Again, do not take your mining advice from Tone, who should be just talking about trading. And then I take this guy, plug him in here, like yay. And then the extender of that plug in there. And now, okay, so now I have one power supply and connecting to one miner. And assuming that's what they're for, which I believe they are, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, I'm enjoying that you guys are laughing at this, but no, everything's powered on, guys. All right, so it looks like I should hook up the second power supply. Yeah, I know I should power off. All right, let's set up the second power supply. All right, I turned it off. There you go. So I should have one side versus the other side. So I have enough cables. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's one side. And of course, I set it up on the wrong side because it's inconvenient. Let's try that again. So 1, 2, 'I really wanted to run this thing on one power supply and not both, because I just don't want to waste the room. 3. I can't look at the comments, so. And 4. So I'm gonna disconnect the cords I am not using. This one. You know what? I'm gonna switch this guy actually. The cords that have double just take up more room, right? So I don't need them. All right. And now I can take this one out as well. All right, so this one is out. This one is out and the other one is out. Man, so I didn't have to buy this $400 one if I could have ran. Oh, actually, no, I couldn't because the other one. Anyway, that's fine. Here it is. And now I'll connect 4 from the other guy. The thing is, I only have 3 here. I got to find the 4th cord. I don't want to use cords from one power supply for the other one. I think there was another cord somewhere. So yeah, so this is the other power supply. Looks like that. I can connect 3 of them and then look for a 4th one. I hope it's somewhere around here. And give it a shot. Let me see. Wonder where it could be. I'm gonna disconnect and look around. All right, I didn't have to look long because I found it. So here's another cable for that other power supply. Done. And done. All right, so now this is gonna go here. That's gonna go there. Actually, unplug this. This I can just plug in because it has an on button. This, the moment I plug it in, it's gonna automatically start because I don't believe that one has an on button. So that one started and this one started. All right, let's see what happens. Let's go back to screen share. And we'll take a look at what my, we get this guy back online. So now, oh man, I now have to charge my computer somehow. Hold on, before it dies.